In April, Korea opens two completely different kinds of spring. One stays with you quietly, the other only lives in photos. The problem is, they're both beautiful, and that's exactly why most people choose wrong. Most people start with whatever looks popular, but spring here isn't about popularity. It's about the experience you choose. Some springs stay with you, slowly and quietly. Others hit hard at first, then fade just as fast. One becomes a memory, the other becomes a picture. So, which kind of spring are you choosing? Let's take a look at the Azalea Festival. This is for people who want to feel spring itself, not the crowd around it. Azaleas have long been a sign of spring in Korea. When they bloom, it once meant it's time to begin again. So this flower wasn't just scenery. It was nature's way of saying spring has officially begun. Azaleas were also something you could eat. People made flour pancakes and welcomed the season with them. So this wasn't just something you look at, it was something you actually experience. And this flower carries emotion too. In Korean literature, it often represents quiet separation. Letting go without holding on. Accepting things without saying much. But once you reach the festival, the mood shifts. Right after all that emotion, you're suddenly facing a mountain. Most Azalea festivals take place on hills or mountains. You're not just viewing flowers, you're climbing to reach them. At first, you start to question your decision. The slope shows up before the flowers do. But the higher you go, the more it changes. That pink slowly begins to take over everything. Near the top, the entire mountain turns pink, and people stop talking and start taking photos. The biggest advantage is clear. It's quiet, and nature takes the lead. But there's a trade-off. You came for healing and ended up with a workout. There aren't many food stalls or events either. Up here, water matters more than snacks. Still, something feels good on the way down. Even after the effort, it somehow feels worth it. This kind of experience lasts longer than photos. You remember the air, the mood, not just the flowers. And it changes how you travel. You start choosing nature over crowds. So this choice comes down to one thing: a slower spring instead of an easier one. And now you're left with a question. Do you want quiet or something more vibrant? Now let's look at the Canola Flower Festival. This is for people who want spring instantly without effort. Canola flowers weren't originally grown to be admired. They were cultivated for oil, purely practical. So their origin isn't emotional. It's rooted in everyday life. In Korea, they spread widely, especially in Jeju. Over time, they turned into a major tourist attraction. That bright yellow stands out perfectly in photos, so naturally it became a visual highlight. Today, these festivals feel fully designed. The entire field works like one massive photo zone. The meaning is simple: brightness, warmth, and energy. It's less about deep emotion and more about how it looks and feels in the moment. When you arrive, everything is already there, a wide field fully in bloom. No climbing, no waiting. The view is ready the moment you get there. So the reaction is almost always the same. Wow, this looks amazing. But after a few minutes, something shifts. You start noticing more people than flowers. Lines form at photo spots, and suddenly, timing your shot matters more than the moment. Still, the results are reliable. The photos almost always turn out great. The advantage is obvious. It's easy, accessible, and instantly enjoyable. Perfect for couples or families. No effort needed, just show up and enjoy. But there's a downside too. The experience doesn't go very deep. The scenery starts to feel repetitive, and the first 10 minutes are the most intense. So what stays isn't the feeling, it's the photos. You remember it when you see them again. So it comes down to this. Do you want something you remember or something you capture? In Korea, spring festivals aren't just events. They're different ways of experiencing the season. People choose based on the moment. Alone, they seek quiet. Together, they seek energy. That's why Korean spring isn't just one thing. It exists in two completely different forms. So in the end, the answer is simple. Spring isn't something you watch, it's something you use. If you want it to stay, choose azaleas. If you want it now, choose canola. This is how you use spring.